Hello everyone, Bone Harvester here. Today we will examine knight e takes d5 and 9 knight takes d5 options in English Attack vs Hyperaccelerated Dragon. And this video will be quite long because there is so much playable variations. Then don't waste time, let's take a look on main variation. F3, standard accelerated dragon move order, queen d2 d5, e takes d5. Let's take a look on e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, queen takes d5, knight takes c6, it's forcing move, because after c3 we will see white will has isolated weak pawn and it's not good for white. c3, bishop f5, natural development move. White squares are weak. King f2, rook c1, queen c1, bishop e2, h5, a4, and rook d6. This position is best position for black. This position was analyzed very deep, 55 depth, and -1 point better for black. But it's still playable for white. This position not clear win for black, but this is reachable maximum position for black. Okay, let's go other variations. Here 10 queen takes d5. White can play instead knight takes c6, c3. As I said before, c3 is not very good move because knight takes, bishop takes, queen takes, and after pawn takes, as you can see, d4 pawn will be isolated pawn, and isolated pawns are, when game closest to end game, will be more weaker. That's because on board there is no queens, no minor pieces. It's meaning game very close to end game, and this pawn will be drop, and black can manage winning easily. This is problem. I never play white sides with this structure. I'm sure about this. Okay, let's see continuation. Rook d8, castle queen side. White trying to play active because he has weakness. He must try to play active and hold game. Bishop f5, white squares. Bishop d3, bishop a6, and bishop will be blockade d4 pawn and attacking a2. A2 cannot takeable right now because after b3 bishop can be dropped. Rook d6, rook d2, and putting pressure on d4 weak pawn. After king g7, this position is very comfortable for black, and black has no any weaknesses. And engine says same as me, -1 point better for black. So this variation is 11 c3 variation. Let's take a look 11 c4 variation instead of knight c6. c4, queen a5, c4 for attacking queen, it's forcing to move queen. Queen a5, putting pressure on d4. Then white has no option. White has no c3 option here. Rook d1 is can be big mistake because of queen on d2. Knight must take on c6. B takes c6, rook d1. I have to say this one, rook cannot protect b3 b2 pawn on b1 because bishop f5 winning easily. Bishop f5, bishop d3, rook d1, and game going to lose step by step for white. Let's continue on side variation. Rook d1, trying to sacrifice this pawn. Bishop e6, king f2. f2 is not bad square for white, and after bishop e2 it's very playable for white. Queen b2, queen b2, bishop b2. Black has one pawn up and he has no any problems. It's easy to play, and also he has very comfortable position, I think. There is one side variation on c4 sideline. c4, queen e5, take the h, rook d1, and instead of king f2, b3 here. This is logical for human thinking, trying to hold game and limit these bishops, e6 bishops way. This is understandable, but really a bad move because rook ad8 using open d file. White playing bishop d3 because white has development problems. This is a development move. Bishop f5, attacking bishop because it's pinned. f4, queen f6 and queen c2, bishop takes d3, and after game it will be lost quickly because engine says minus 3 points better for black. For example, I want to show you after rook takes, check on a1. This rank is very weak. King cannot run away to f2 square because rook is free. Rook d1, queen d1, and bishop c3. Rook f2 because rook protecting queen. Take. As you can see, black has 2 pawns up. Black has 2 pawns, extra 2 pawns, and this is very easy position for black. Okay, I just wanted to show you how to win this game because it's important. Let's go on main variation again. 7f3, e takes d5, knight takes d5, and here we go. We have some variations here. Let's take a look on these variations. Knight takes d5 is our main variation. We inspected this variation. Okay, take a look on knight takes c6. Some players are playing this variation. It's popular. B takes and knight takes d5. This is main variation with the idea playing c3 and block this bishop's way and trying to hold game. And in my opinion, this option is best option of whites. C takes d5, c3, a5. Why a5? because black want to play a4, a3 and put pressure on b file with g7 bishop. We talked before, if you are playing against a2, b2 and c3 pawn structure, again fianchetto bishop, most important thing is taking b2 pawn. If b2 pawn is dropped, this pawn structure will be very weak and you can grab pawns easily. Okay, let's continue. Bishop e2, a4, castle kingside, rook b, rook b8, rook a1, rook a b1, bishop f5, attacking, trying to exchange bishops for holding its rook on b1. Take, and queen a5. Black has huge pressure on queen side. As you can see, black want to push its pawn on a3 and grab pawns on queen side. And also black has central pawns. Black can play e6, maybe e5 if needed. Black has no any problems here. In my opinion, e6 after rook c8 is more playable for black. Okay, let's see sideway in this variation. Knight takes d5, c takes d5, instead of c3, bishop d4 here. Bishop d4, it's understandable move, trying to exchange fianchetto bishop for weakening dark squares on king's side, and also exchanging pieces because black will put strong pressure on queen side with g7, with help g7 bishops. Take, queen takes, and e5 here. It's very good move because white king in center. White cannot take this pawn. As you can see, white queen will be trapped. Queen d2, bishop b6, trying to attack b2 pawn, and one more thing, this is impossible. If white let's take a look. I don't want to say something wrong. If white take on d5, it will be big mistake. After queen b2, rook d1 and bishop f5 here. Oh, e6 better. Attacking queen. After queen d2, and black can use d and c files easily. Also, one more thing, it's very important, white king on center and queens already on board. This position is very good for black too. Okay, castle long side, bishop e6, h4, trying to attack opposite side castling, rook b8, bishop c3, and f6. Okay, let's take a look position. White has no any weakness, any weak point, any weak square, and any weak pawns. White has some attack on black's king side, but he has development problems. His bishop already on f1, and how his queen join assault, how to join this rook assault, it's confusing, but there is no any problem for black. B file already using, maybe if needed d5, and putting pawns on a3. If black managed to advance this pawn on a3, it's meaning game over. Black's pressure is more strong, and black's threats are more dangerous instead of white's. Okay, let's take a look other variation. And 10 knight c6, bc6. We inspected knight takes d5 here. Let's take a look castle long side here. Castle long side, bishop takes c3, and trying to destroy white queen side pawns and try to weaken some squares. Queen c3, it's a strange move, yes, but our queen is pinned. How to play here? Knight takes queen, rook takes our queen, knight takes a2 check. Basic difference here. White will take our knight, we will take its rook, his rook. It will be exchanged up for black. As you can see, bishop a6 check, b3, a5, a4 with the a4 idea. Black has two castle, one bishop. White has one castle, one rook, two bishops. Black is pawn and exchange up. Okay, let's take a look side variation in 11 castle long side. Instead of queen c3, white can play b takes c3 here. This is more problematic move because queen a5 and dark squares. Queen d4, bishop f5, development move, and trying to put some pressure on c2 pawn, because this queen and rook can initiate quickly b2 square. Bishop c4, queen a3 check, king d2, and rook a d8. Why a rook? Because king going king sides. We can need this rook on e file with e4, e5, e4 moves. This is better for black. King e1, bishop takes, and what's the problem here? Black want to go c1 and drop its rook on h1. This rook cannot go d2 square. For this reason, queen c1 is strong, and other squares d3 and d1 is protected by bishop. Game over. What to play here? For example, and we attacked again. Engine says minus 6 point better for black here. It's very easy to play. Okay, let's take a look at other variations. We inspected knight takes d5 and 11 castle long sides. It's time to take a look bishop d4 here. Bishop d4, again same idea, trying to exchange dark squared bishops for weakening black's dark squares on king sides, and it's a defending move also. It's on its queen's pressure on its queen side. e5, Bishop c5. It's basic move, but rook b8. Rook b8 is strange here. It's exchange sacrifice. Because of why? Taking b pawn after trying to open this bishop's way, and king will be stuck in center. It's interesting variation, and that's because I want to show you. Bishop takes f8, bishop takes, knight takes, c takes. Now let's take a look. Black has nice central advantage here and space advantage too. Now black will take this pawn. This diagonal is extremely weak. Queen can be pinned, and also maybe bishop f5 or bishop a6, very playable moves. Black played c3 here, white played c3 and blocked bishop b4, or also tried to protect b2 pawn. e4, trying to open files for attacking king. Bishop e2, d4. So engine says nearly -2 points better for black. Even black exchanged drop, sacrificed his exchange. White cannot take this pawn. White can take with this pawn maybe. Taking. Yes, if white take with this pawn, queen h4 comes for help. This position is really interesting and very good. Let's take a look side variation in this variation. Bishop d4, e5, c5, rook b8 instead of bishop d3. White don't want to take this rook because it looks dangerous. Rook take b2. These pawns are weakened, and this diagonal will be more deadly. Knight takes d5, c takes d5, castle kingside, rook e8, rook b1, and rook takes a2. 6 pawn, 4 pawn, bishop pair, central advantage, space advantage. Just this rook is little bit strange positioned. This rook's position is little bit strange, but I think everything is okay. White's compensation is not enough against 2 pawns, and engine says -2 points better for black here. Okay, let's start again main variation. Accelerated dragon move order, and e takes d5. So we talked about all variations for knight takes d5. Sorry, e takes d5. Let's take a look. Knight takes d5 variations here. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5, e takes d5, and queen takes d5. If you are playing hyper accelerated dragon or accelerated dragon, you must face this you will face this variation so much times. In average players are generally playing similar variations. knight takes c6, knight takes c6, c3. This is similar variation with 9-8 e takes d5 side variation. Bishop e6, bishop e2, queen c1, b5, a5. Black want to play a4 and weaken black kingside pawn structure. White tried to play a3 here for defending its queenside pawn structure. And now bishop c4, it's very good move here. If whites take this bishop, black will take with pawn and open b file for attacking this backward b2 pawn. It's strategical winning position in my opinion. Queen e1, rook d5, and after castle rook d8 for battery. This variation is very playable, not clear winning for black, but very squeezed position and very difficult to play for whites. Black's position more comfortable. Let's take a look sideways in this variation. Okay, now 12 c3. We inspected 12 c3 here. Now let's take a look castle long side. Bishop f5, trying to setting up attacking position on black queen side again as always. Bishop d3, trying to develop its pieces, but queen d8, rook d8 changed everything. Queen pinned, and now bishop takes d3. White cannot take with queen. White must take with pawn, and this pawn is weak, isolated pawn on center. White has no any serious kingside attack on black's kingside, and after exchanging queens and after simplifying pieces, this isolated pawn will be big problem for white. Queen d5, rook d5, rook c1, queen b5, attacking pawn on d3, and after queen d7. This is very good position for black, very comfortable and easy to play. Look, as you can see, black's threats are strong and white must protect everything. Very difficult. Let's go back on main variation. Okay, knight takes d5, knight takes d5, e takes d5, queen takes d5, and here we go, we have 3 side variations here. Let's start on c3. c3, take, and isolated pawn. This variation is transposes 11 c3 variation. This variation we talked before, and let's see castle long side here. Take, queen c3. This variation similar with c4 variation, which is yes, 12 b takes c3 variation, but I want to put here because there is small differences here. After queen c3, rook d8, bishop c4, queen d6, and e5. As you can see, -7 points. Black is piece up, and this position is very easy to play because e5 pawn is protecting this knight. After bishop e6, bishop e6, queen e6, and queen c8, game over. Okay, return main variation. Instead of knight c6, our last variation is c4 here. Queen a5. We talked similar position before. We are trying to attack. Black is trying to attack and put pressure on d4. White has no any c3 option because white played c4. White must exchange on c6, bc6, rook d1, bishop e6, king f2, bishop, queen takes b2, queen takes b2, bishop takes b2, bishop d3. And similar position we talked before, and as you can see, black has pawn up and black has no any problem here. Engine says nearly -2 points better for black. Okay, let's go on main variation. Knight takes d5, knight takes d5. Instead of e takes d5, knight takes c6. Complications. White try to complicate game, but easy to play. B takes c6, e takes, bishop takes b2, attacking rook b1, rook b8, and thanks for c8 bishop. Black is threatening with c3 here, attacking both pieces. b1 rook and trying to attack d2 queen. That's because white must play its rook d1, c takes d5, queen takes, bishop a6. As you can see, the game is nearly over. Still, already white king is center, and f1 bishop didn't develop, and h1 rook didn't develop. And engine says nearly -2 points better for black. So this position is very comfortable for black. These variations are about 9 e takes d5 and 9 knight takes d5 variations. I tried to explain everything as clear as I can. I hope you like these variations. So thank you for watching. See you later.